What's up YouTube, Khallid AKA Smoove Flipper. Welcome back to my channel. This video, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about phone flipping and the holidays. Pretty much what to expect, with the good or the bad, and kind of just give you guys a rundown. You know, because I've been doing this for a while, went through a lot of different years of holiday seasons, and I kind of know what to expect. I know some of you guys who have just started this year, maybe a couple months ago, have not experienced a Christmas, when it comes to phone flipping, and I kind of wanted to give you guys some insight on that. So, again, it's December 15th, 10 days until Christmas. Some of you guys are going to take a week off, the whole entire week off of Christmas. Some of you guys will be out of town, and some of you guys will ride it out all the way until Christmas Day, and then you guys may take a day off during or on Christmas. So this video pretty much pertains to you guys. So based off of my experience and knowing that Christmas is in Q4, when it comes to e-commerce, Q4 has always been known to be a time where your sales have boosted, your profit is through the roof, due to the fact that the holiday seasons are around. People are buying, people are selling, and in our case, this is how we make our money, when people are selling. And then when we get these phones, and again, people are buying the phones that we are selling. So as phone flippers, this is a really good time of the year to really get going. This is not a good time to take days off, because you're going to see that your sales are going to increase so much within this next week, due to the fact that people are buying and people are selling. So pretty much that's what you can expect when it comes to sales, profits. You should already be seeing good numbers based off of October and November. You should already have seen an increase in numbers, due to the fact that Q4 has already started, but usually the holidays, when it comes to like Christmas, you see a spike in your sales. So that's what to expect as phone flippers. Again, we love that. We want more profit. We want more sales. We want more phones to buy and sell. But there are also downfalls to the holidays. And this is kind of like the main reason why I wanted to make this video. I don't think anybody has talked about this before, but when it comes to the holidays, yeah, we are making money, but at the same time, you have to understand that people become desperate. A lot of people aren't in a position where they can afford these different gifts for their family and their kids. And a lot of times people will go to the extreme to get these things for their kids. Meaning if they don't have any money, or they need some extra cash, or whatever the case may be, some choose the route of robbing people, which is obviously not the way to go, but people get desperate in these times. I've seen people try and sell fake phones during this time of the year, trying to get people, to lure people outside where they can then rob them this time of the year. And you have to be very cautious. I know some of you guys have admitted that you've gotten robbed. Some of you guys have admitted that you guys have met people outside and will continue to meet people outside because nothing has happened. And that's just not a good way to look at it, because nothing has happened yet. A lot of times you see different people or different articles where somebody has gotten robbed, and then the first thing people are thinking is, well, that's not going to happen to me because this, and this. Now, if you're still doing these things like meeting outside apartment complexes or in parking lots, then your risk of getting robbed is still high. What I typically do, especially around this time of the year, and when I'm dealing with people, I try to keep my money separate. I try to, obviously always meet inside. I've been doing that for a long time, so I'm not going to stop doing that, meeting inside, and then be a little bit more cautious with the deals you guys are getting. Now, if somebody says, hey, I have 15 11 Pro Maxes for sale, would you want to buy them? Now, based off of your area, your experiences, if you're not really, coming across 5, 10, 11 Pro Maxes from these leads, then that 15 that person just messaged you about should raise a red flag. Now, sometimes you get those people who will lure you, and you guys might make an agreement and say, hey, I'll pay $4,000 in cash, and you bring $4,000 in cash to then potentially get robbed by this desperate person who's wanting cash. So things like that, be a little bit more cautious. Try your best to park away from where you're meeting at. Meaning, you can still park in the same parking lot, but I try my best to hide what car I'm driving, because that's another, giveaway for somebody who's wanting to rob you. I try my best to park somewhere else or get there really early where you can be inside before they even get there, and they don't know what car you're in. You can just say, hey, I'm inside. But all these things you guys want to keep in mind when you're doing this, because again, sales are going to be going up. A lot of people tend to become relaxed when things are going well, and I just want you guys to understand that relaxing is good, but at the same time, you have to be on your P's and Q's when it comes to sales and face-to-face transactions this time of the year. Just because it's known that crime increases around the holidays. Holidays are supposed to be for about family and happy and all these different things, but at the same time, people are out here getting robbed because people are desperate. So there's really no way to prevent yourself from being robbed. That's just the reality of it. That's just the risk that we take as phone flippers when meeting strangers we don't know. But when you meet inside, when you have everything in order as far as your precautions, then your risk of getting robbed is very low. So do these things, guys. Keep in mind that, again, this is the holidays. It means that sales are increasing, profits are increasing, but at the same time, be smart about who you're dealing with. Be smart on where you're going to meet at. Try to meet people at, midnight. If they have to meet you at midnight, say, hey, look, I can meet you at 7 a.m. in the morning tomorrow. Things like that. Don't do that. Don't meet at midnight. Don't meet at people's cars. If you're inside already and they say, hey, I'm here, can you come out to the car? No, I can't. Can you please come inside? Do things like that. Be cautious of your surroundings. Make sure this person is not, that's selling you these phones aren't with someone else. Make sure if he's by himself, make sure he's by himself. If he's with two other friends, make sure you know who these two other friends are when they walk in, because I've seen a lot of times, or I've heard a lot of times, where people have gotten robbed walking back to their cars by the person who had just sold them phones. So it gets to a point where some of you guys may be spooked out about it, but again, guys, if you're doing everything right, then your risk of getting robbed is at its all-time low. But just keep in mind that people are desperate these days around this time of the year for sure, and I don't want you guys to have to go through that. So if you guys watch this video all the way to the end, hopefully you guys can get something out of this. But if you did like it, please drop a like on my video. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.